Welcome everybody, it's Tractor Chute here, and what would Saturday be without Silver League Superheroes? Here we go, boys. In the bottom right hand corner, playing as the Red Terran, it is Viper. In the upper left hand corner, it is the man that has seen Silver League Superheroes before, as he was the last Silver League Superheroes I believe, maybe not, but it is your man McMerlin who is the submitter of this game here. So McMerlin will be the blue Terran, and Viper will play as the red Terran. A little bit of TVT action. Should be a half decent game here. Take a look at the micros. You can see that is standard Silver League numbers I like to see here. It is about 35 to 11, looking pretty good there. And we do have the standard wall off happening at both ends, it looks like here. Yes, sir, we do. And we will get ourselves off to nothing cheesy so far here. Just a standard supply depot. They'll sit there and build that for a little while here. I will mention to you, make sure you watch it tonight. I am a UFC promoter. I'm just kidding. I'm not a UFC promoter, but it is the Bones Jones versus Gustav, I think is his name anyways. Some big mother frickin' Russian. That guy's one very tall man. Should be a very decent match. Bones Jones looking to go for the record for the most title defenses in a row, which I do believe is 6 for him at this point here, so should be pretty darn decent there. I might be watching it, I'm not entirely sure. More than likely I will be watching it though, so I am fairly excited for that there. And there are also a couple other good fights on there. Schwab versus, like I said, Matt Mitrione, which should be another half decent match here. So we'll finish this off with the good old barracks. At the other end there, we get the same thing. We got the barracks and another worker coming out to build the supply depot. Make sure he has the early wall off in case his opponent decides to scout, which is not the case in this one here. So nobody doing any sort of early game scouting as of yet. And fairly standard builds. We do have the one gas going down for Viper, and after Magic McMerlin will do the same depending on what he plans on doing here, unless he has a plan where he doesn't need a whole lot of early gas at all. A little bit of confused SCV action there. One of them figured that he had a little shortcut to the base in that cave, but that was not the case. He's got to get himself right back up to mining there. Orbital coming out of McMerlin, very well done. Do like to see the early orbitals. This is very, very helpful. Opponent in the meantime there has 3 on the gas, so he's going to be a little bit up in the gas count, and he is finishing off his second supply depot right now. So both these guys sitting fairly even as of yet. Take a look at the good old ACUP tab. It's pretty standard, about up by about 160 for McMerlin, actually, surprisingly enough. So it's pretty surprising to me. Drops down a mule as well there, so looking pretty good so far with that. That's what the early orbital will help you get that little bit early of a lead as far as the mining goes there. And we are going to get ourselves a gas down for McMerlin. It is time for gas, he says. Command center, he's going macro heavy, it looks like here. So he wants to get down somewhat early of an expansion. Opponent in the meantime has decided he's just going to go right to factory. We're just going to go barracks straight to factory, and I have to imagine straight to Stargate after that, unless he wants to get some early Widow Mines, which is also another viable build. Really too early in the game to see what these guys are actually going to end up doing in the end here. Second gas going down for McMerlin. Engineering bay, I do believe I caught there. Yes, sir, that is an engineering bay. And his opponent here, he's got himself out 3 good old Marines. It is 3-3 on the Marine count here. So both these guys are very even with slight differences of buildings here. His command center, you see, does go down for our good man Viper. In the meantime there, that command center just finishing up for McMerlin, and he can look at expanding after that point here. The engineer bay will also finish. Will allow him to get somewhat early of upgrades, unless he's looking to put a planetary on this expansion. Could really go either way, as I do know the lower level leagues love their planetaries. I will tell you that much here. All leagues love planetaries, to be honest with you. It just tends to fall more in the lower level leagues that they get built. If we look over here, we are going to get the good old factory on the reactor. Leads me to believe Widow Mines or Hellions. Both of them are very viable against a TVT game. And we're soon going to find out what his decision is going to be here. Or if he just wants to move it on there, yes, it will be Widow Mines, the most exciting of the 2 units. So I do like to see that there. His command center slowly getting done there. McMerlin in the meantime does get his landed. Has the SCV transfer. Very well done, son. Decent actually there. He does get 9 down there. 5 up at the top. Will plan himself down a missile turret. So that was his choice of build with the engineering bay. Has 1 idle SCV. Might want to get that boy going back to work there. I don't think he's earned himself a break. Building a factory does not get a break in my books. Put him back to work, son. Or not. You can just let him have a break. That's quite fine. Your house, your rules. There you go. And over here he is getting, yes, it is the planetary as predicted. We do have the planetary on our expansion. I love planetaries. So he's going to get that baby down there, as well as 3 racks on the other end here. Not looking that bad. Barracks count is fairly decent. And this second command center is done, but he's using that to finish saturating the main base there. He's getting himself his own engineering bay. Both these guys fairly similar in build so far, just different orders, that's all here. Oh, there we go, starport coming down as well here. So he will leave that reactor. Oh, it's a tech lab, very interesting. This is McMerlin though. I do know McMerlin for a fact. If you remember his first game, he loves ravens. I will say that much here, so I would have to imagine I can predict some ravens coming out of that baby here, as he has a second starport as well. That's kind of going to support exactly what my prediction is here. So he will plant that right onto the tech lab. In the meantime there, he's got himself a turret back at the main as well here. Alright, opponent's got himself a couple widow mines out here, so I'd have to determine that he's going to go plant those babies. Whereabouts does he want to put those? This will determine what he wants to do here. He's going to plant them very interesting locations. Alright, so he's going to plant them around the expansion. Actually, it's a pretty decent location if you ask me. Opponent's got to realistically come in here, but opponent drops, they're not going to be in the best location by no means. But actually, we'll give you that. That's a fairly good location. If he does walk around into your mineral line, then he will definitely get bombarded. This one's maybe a little bit far out, but at the same time, if he does drop in here, which is very common, it can go there. So I guess we could justify it. We're going to justify that's where you put them. McMerlin with a turret on the outside, very well done. That will help with drops as well. Always got to beware with Terrans. 99% of the time, you're probably going to see a drop in a Terran game. I will say that much here. So he does get his Marines down to the bottom there. Does get his good old bunker set up as well here. Meanwhile, McMerlin, I would have to imagine, is a fair bit up. Yes, he is. He's up by about 260, somewhere in there. And about 200 gas as well. So looking really good there. There we go. Ravens are on the way. Energy for the Ravens is on the way. So looking pretty good. He is definitely going to go with Ravens. We have determined that for sure here. If we do take a look at the good old APM now that we are mid-game, 41-40. So both these guys very even. And these are my very, very favorite games there. And as you can see, the value of his army there is 1152, 1100. Yeah, these are actually my favorite games when people are even. Not that APM tells a whole lot, but just by looking at their builds and then you pull up the APM to see that they are even, it really really solidifies the fact that these guys are fairly even. You know, their army count, their building count look good, but even the APM's even. So this one should be a fairly close battle. Double engineering may very well done. Love to see that in lower level leagues. Don't see it as much as I like to with the double upgraded buildings there because they definitely help. So we will start to get those upgrades out. Oh, wow. We're really going heavy in these Ravens. Wowzer. We're going with 4. So we're going to go with a 4 starports there. Does have a nice little line. It's like the good old, it's like the movies. They got the freaking firing squad up there. They got them all set up, all in different positions, making sure nobody gets in the base here. Meanwhile, it doesn't look like anybody even wants to leave their base here. Something happened over here. Something ended up getting taken down there. Probably was a good old... what do you call that? A medevac there. It was only one unit killed. One unit killed each now, one of them being a worker. So there you go. So not entirely sure what that was. It obviously wasn't anything important as there isn't a whole heck of a lot lost there, but it definitely was a medevac here as you can see all the path across the mini-map there. So we do have quite a few Ravens. Actually, probably was a Raven more than likely, to be honest with you. So he does, he's going to basically macro these guys up here. They are at 75 to 72, so a little bit low on the food count as far as the 11-minute mark goes. But either way, they are looking pretty good, really even. Do have the combat shield out here. Does he have anything else? Has his stim pack as well. Not going concussive shells. Usually not very common in a TVT game, so not too surprised there. And also doesn't really have any Marauders out. So there you go. He has the full wall off, though. Wowzer has one heck of a wall off. Not looking too bad as a barracks in the wall as well. Very, very nicely done. And there's a very, very good positioning on the turret, especially with the supporting widow mines there. So I guess we could speed this one up. Why not? Nobody tends to be moving here, so why not speed this baby up until we see some action here. So we will see how fast these babies can mine here. And once again, the only downfall I would say to Viper needs more production buildings. Can't really be running on four racks when you're on 2 base. So he's got 4 racks, 1 factory, 1 Stargate on 2 base. Not exactly the most best, but at the same time, we do have 4 starports out of our opponent here, which is a very good count. If you're going Ravens, 2 base, 4 starports is pretty good. Is getting a 3rd out as well here, or has his 3rd out. So that'll be his 4th that's building there. Also has a 5th up there. Wowzer really going macro heavy here. Has a lot of command centers on the map here. So he could really look to even put a 5th and a 6th Stargate up if he really wants to stick with straight Ravens here. And that's basically what we're doing there. We're not really building out of any of our other buildings other than the Ravens here. It does have the tech lab over here though, so is looking to get some Hellions on the map. Maybe for a little bit of map control, a little bit of scouting, one of the 2 here. But he is getting the blue flame upgrade, is moving his army down to take the rocks out, so he has easier access to that 3rd. And his opponent in the meantime there is going straight Marines. He's doing the exact same thing, so he's going to get his third way down right beside him here. So very well done there. And there we go. We are going to fly the command center off to plant down the fourth. Very well done. Another planetary. He loves the planetaries, I will say that. Oh, he's going to plant one here to help saturate it. There you go. And there's the scan, so he does see he's a little bit behind at this point here. His opponent already has the third out here. Does he feel like he wants to drop now that he does have everything built up? Oh, he wants to move out. He did have to salvage the good old bunker there, so that will allow him to get out of his base. So that would lead me to believe that we are actually going to move out at some point in time here. But for now, we're just going to sit back, relax. There's the army count here. We can slow that down. It is time to move this army out, see what we can do. He is up 146 to 123. So a little bit of a lead here. Maybe looking to take down the rock tower first to guard his base. Maybe not, though. In the meantime, his opponent, the same, didn't take down his rock tower. Definitely would recommend that on this map, as it does help. Unless, of course, you don't want the wall there and you want easier access to get out of your base. So he will move himself way over around here. He does want to do himself a little bit of scouting, or he just wants to take over the Naga Tower. It's going to be 1 to 2. This is where a lot of lower leagues make the mistake when you move across the map. Make sure you keep your medevacs in position there. I mean, like, the army could have been here, took out all those medevacs with no support at all. But either way, he does get over there in time, so really didn't hurt him at all there. But could have, just for the future tip there. So we'll get ourselves ready to move right into the base here. He's not entirely sure that there is a base here unless he did scan. Oh, he apparently doesn't know at all. He's not even going to head over there. He's going right at the main ramp. He's saying, forget it. I'm going to stim right at the bottom of the ramp. Going to head up here and see what kind of damage I can do. And I don't think McMerlin's moved, but McMerlin's Ravens are all up here. And here we go. Secret missiles are coming, I would have to imagine here. Oh, that is a lot of ugly. Oh my God, that is blood and guts down there. That was a lot of freaking secret missiles. And you see how quickly an army can fall to secret missiles. That was absolutely amazing. That was a visual stimulant, my good man. I appreciate you feeding us that today. That made me very, very happy. Not that I'm cheering for either one of you, but I love when you lay down some nice secrets like that. It just looks so nice seeing those things explode. So we are going to slowly bring ourselves back up here. He's not giving up. He figured, well, we blew up most of our army here, so why not bring the rest of them in here? We can sacrifice, guys. Don't worry. The last guys, they got lucky when that happened, all right? That's not going to happen to you. So these guys are feeling pretty confident now. They've got the pep talk from Viper here, knowing that they're not going to get secret missile and blown to pieces like the rest of the army here. So they're going to plant themselves right in the middle of the map, wait until they get enough reinforcements and he feels confident enough to move out. And apparently, what the fuck are you doing, son? He's got 4 Reapers in the army. Reapers at the 18-minute mark. Do not recommend, so please don't do that, as it is not the best to build. Their Reapers could be one of the most useless units at the 18-minute mark, 19-minute mark, I will say that much. But they're good if you want to start harassing mineral lines late in the game. They're not that bad, I will say that if you want to do that. But if you're going to put them in your army compilation, they would be the most useless thing sitting in your army compilation. I would almost rather have an SCV in my army compilation. Let's put it that way. So they are going to move out here. As you can see, the Reapers showing off their speed here. They might not be the brightest or the most powerful, but they are fast. There we go. Missile Church probably going to wear down the rest of these here. Planetary Fortress will probably take out all of his units. Oh, he did the double planetary at the expansion. Very nice. Oh, boy. Here comes some more secret. Don't worry, guys. You won't get secret missile. No worries. Oh! Yep. Yeah. What a fucking liar that commander is. Anyways, everybody just got secret. The exact same as the first time. Not entirely sure what the opponent expected. But either way, maybe a little bit more micro out of them would have avoided some secrets. It is very tough to avoid secret missiles, but either way there, I don't think that was the best of his engagements, as we are now basically at the biggest detriment we've had all game at 175 to 102. But the Reaper's still feeling pretty damn confident, you know. They got the jetpacks on there. Gives them a little bit of an ego boost. They're going to try and come down here by themselves. Walk into the base. Yep. Don't want to shoot anything. Just walking into the bit. Yep, right up. Perfect. Excellent. Right to the mineral line. There we go. Apparently, if you want to get into McMerlin's base, there's no problem. He just allows you. He's just like, here you go. Here's a clear entry into my way on the move command. I'm just kidding. But either way, he ends up taking well. Has a fair bit. Wilder, does he love his Hellions? Holy, he actually did have a plan for the blue flame there. Quite a bit of Hellions on the map here. What is his count? 10 Hellions. So it is Hellion Raven. So he will have to basically replenish his army, get some Vikings on the map. Finally, he's got some sort of counter to the Ravens, so very, very decent. I actually do like to see that reaction. Like, it's very good when you see the lower level leagues react to stuff like that and get out what they need to. I mean, you could obviously, McMerlin's got this guy outmatched big time. Don't even need to mention if you're looking at the mini map, absolutely all the expansions. But at the same time, I appreciate the fact that Viper actually reacted properly, because a lot of times you don't see that in lower level leagues. I mean, he sent his army in again to get Seeker missiles, which is kind of stupid. But at the same time, he finally did react with the proper unit there, which is Vikings. So very well done. McMerlin, in the meantime, you were just gonna outclass your opponent very, very much here, as I can see. Look at that, just raping with the blue flame there. Obviously didn't care for his Hellions. Hellions are pretty much expendable, especially at the 22-minute mark. Definitely don't need them, but he's got to make sure he gets every expansion here first. Yeah, we'll go with the triple planetary. I love it when people entertain me. You know, this is what I like, and I don't think it's ever a bad thing to embarrass your opponent. And I've always, it's sports as well. That's all I do is watch sports. I've always always complimented the team that continues to put the pressure on. Who cares? You know, your opponent's that bad. That's his problem. It'll be a learning experience for him. It'll make him better, right? And that's exactly what's happening here. McMerlin's got every expansion on the map outside of this one right here. And, of course, his opponent's 2 naturals there. So McMerlin looking pretty good here, basically building himself up one massive army. Does have himself 13 Ravens and 15 Hellions and 125 SCVs. Is fully supply blocked. But I think he's looking to have a little bit of fun with his opponent as he's allowing his opponent to build up one more time. Maybe so he can go Seeker missile the shit out of him. I'm not entirely sure. Vikings are going to go out for a little bit of Raven hunting here. But you're going the wrong way. So that's not going to work so well, but he does actually get the expansion over here. So very good job actually getting his 4th expansion out. Viper, my good man, you are showing signs of a gold member here. You might be going gold soon, son. Maybe not anytime very soon, but definitely soon, I would say. You're looking pretty good. And the Ravens are going to stop themselves, realize, fuck, there's no Ravens here, guys. So the Vikings are going to have to basically scout around the map a little bit more, see if they can scout down these Ravens. And that's exactly what they're going to do. But in the meantime, we have rebuilt our Hellions, and the Hellions are ready to move out here. And now you might be where you want to be. Now you might be able to do some damage. Point defense drones go down. Oh, no. Oh, Seekers. Oh, no, they're all point. Oh, few Seekers. Oh, yeah. Okay. Just making sure. I want to make sure we weren't going to miss out on some Seekers here. Wowzer. That was one heck of an explosion. I feel so bad for the opponent here, as that he did lose a shit ton of Vikings there. And what you gonna do now there, Vikings? Can't do anything about that, and watch your army get melted by this massive amount of Hellions. Viper's had enough of this. He leaves the game. So my condolences will go out to you, Viper. My congrats to the man of the hour, the man of the day. It is McMerlin in our Silver League Superheroes, leaving you with this. If you've ever been exploded by a Seeker missile, probably don't give a shit whether or not the rest of your army did. You be good. Don't hurt nobody. Peace.